Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tequila Chat. I am so excited today because I have mi vida, mi amor, mi corazón de melón. Thank you for being here, Daniela. Amazing fashion designer, Daniela Corte. Thank you, my love, for being here. I really, really appreciate it. I know how busy you are with work, with life, with everything.
Anytime, you know what it is.
You're
We
the
will
best.
drop
Thank you,
anything.
thank you. So before we go,
Sí.
certainly I want to introduce the tequila of this episode. Have you
I
ever had
know,
this?
when you said tequila, I was like, Mas, por favor.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Have you ever had this tequila?
No,
Oh, it's
it has
amazing.
not been my pleasure yet.
Oh, it's called Código 1530. It is...
Code 1530.
Yeah, Código 1530.
El
It is
reposado.
a reposado. They have like 5 different versions of the tequila, but this one is pretty special. This
It better
is...
be.
No, I'm telling you, you're gonna love this. It is a 5th generation recipe, so for 5 generations they've been perfecting the entire recipe for the tequila. It is all like locally sourced stuff, like organic, things like the water gets distilled through like volcanic rocks.
Wow.
It's really, really special.
So it gets produced.
It's in Mexico.
Okay.
But it is a very small batch type of company, and I think that the flavor is delicious because they age it for this specific one, the reposado, gets aged for 6 months on Napa Valley Cabernet barrels, and so it has a nice.
So you're supposed to sip it, or you're supposed to do
This
shot?
is a sipping, and that's what. Well, it's up to you, ladies. So I don't know.
No,
Shots?
I like the
I'm
idea.
gonna put this here for now.
Yes.
So I'm gonna serve you my special, which is the single shot, which is actually adobo.
Ah, que
So
bueno.
here we go.
Yes.
The smell,
Is it
smells delicious, right?
delicious? And I love
Okay.
the glass and everything.
So I found this with visiting Lev Glassman in Hudson when we went to see
Oh
the
my God,
maker.
yes.
And in one of the stores there, we
Stunning.
found it was amazing. So cheers to you.
Salud, mi amor.
Thank you again. Welcome
Happy
to
New
Tequila
Year.
Chats.
Thank
Yes?
you.
Let's see.
Pleasure.
What do you think?
Let's see.
I love it. It really is delicious.
That is
Right, it's like
fantastic.
very.
Yeah, very
You
smooth.
can actually taste the barrels.
Yeah,
the
you do.
Cabernet barrels. I love it.
Muy bueno.
So before we start, let me remind our amazing audience. By the way, our audience keeps growing. It's really incredible. People love these
know.
conversations,
It is.
which is fabulous.
Well, I think it's a fun topic, and I think, well, we're both Latin, so I mean, for me, tequila is
Yes,
my
it's
favorite
delicious. It's a nice little feature, but I think the content also is connecting with people. So Tequila Chats, it's about 2 things. One of them is understanding from very successful business people the genesis of that desire to be successful, and also to learn from those very successful people as to how you got to a point, not from the shiny side of things, because that's what we are very good at doing. We tend to really post all the wonderful things.
Exactly.
And really the real work happens behind the scenes. As you know, the real work, it's lessons learned from things that might not be the most
You learn from
fabulous
your
or the most
mistakes.
wonderful, the mistakes and the challenges. And so this is what it's all about. And it's
Absolutely.
about learning a little bit more about you, because we know about your beautiful creations. We know about how wonderful you are. And I usually like to start these conversations talking about the guest origin story. So where does Daniela Corte come from? Tell us everything that you can tell us.
Of course.
at
My
this point.
pleasure. Well, I was born in Argentina, born and raised there in Buenos Aires. My father was in men's fashion, so I was literally born with that, and the made to measure clothes. That has always been kind of my favorite way to dress. When I approached the business, I always wanted something that was lasting and quality and craftsmanship, and pride yourself with that. So I guess it's what I was brought up with, but I was brought up with tailors and seamstress, and that pride for work, right?
Yeah.
Like, make a piece that's lasting and that's timeless and that you wear it with pride. For me, clothes were always an expression. Clothes for me are art.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the most empowered when I put a great outfit on and start the day. And I think you and I have that synergy.
Yeah, well, it changes your day when you feel like you
Right? And I
like you
mean,
look
but
good.
you can talk to anybody. And if you're in your sweats, or if you choose to, change your clothes and change your atmosphere, it's like you're taking care of yourself. And then you want to conquer the world and
Yes.
you want to show it off and you want to be that, the best version of yourself, right?
Yes, yeah.
But I think clothes are an expression, and
Yeah.
clothes can reflect your mood and can reflect who you are.
Yeah.
And as a mother, I always say to my kids, how you present yourself is how people perceive yourself
Yes, of
in
course.
the world.
Yes, of
So, when I travel, I was brought up to always, look presentable.
Yeah.
And I think that's, a sign of respect too.
Yes, it is. It's a respect to the people that are around you, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
So make the effort first for yourself, but then as a respect for the community and for where you're going.
And it has nothing to do with price point or with labels or anything. It's just
absolutely
really...
not.
yes, it's
Listen, you
community,
can
right?
look $1 million with $20.
Yeah, yeah.
Style is something you're born with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You either have it or you're not.
Yeah.
You can have $1 million, but if you don't know how to put those two things together, you're always going to look like a train wreck. It's something, you look great when you are yourself and
Yes.
when you dress for that person.
When you're addressing like your realness, your authenticity,
Yeah,
all those things.
yeah.
But let me go back to your
Yes.
to your dad, because I
Okay.
love your
Maybe
dad.
another sip of
Cheers.
tequila.
Oh
and
yeah,
then-
let's do this. I think you need one more. Cheers, guys.
Because we're doing tequila chats. Okay.
I need to get you a little bit
a little,
more tipsy.
a little
yes.
more in the zone. Yeah.
So let's talk about your dad, because I
Yes.
think you were very shy about your dad was quite a big deal in Argentina.
Yeah.
So your dad and your mom were born in Argentina. They met in Argentina. You were born in Argentina. He dressed presidents, all sorts of things, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What kind of like, and I know that you grew around that world, but did you feel that you own your love for fashion and for design, let's say in general, to your dad?
Yeah, I mean, my love for men's fashion and for men's clothes comes from my dad. I always, when we go shopping, and I think you and I know about it, I always will spend money on a great jacket because I think a great blazer elevates anything. But maybe that's what I was brought up with, a great coat.
Yeah.
You put it on,
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter what you have. You can have a dress or nothing shirt, but that jacket elevates you.
Elevates and makes a difference in the way that you're
It makes a
feeling
difference. And I think that's from a little bit my upbringing from men's. I
Yeah.
love men's clothes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think I was so attractive to, I always say one of the best men dressed in Boston and all over the world is my Ricardito. No, but it's
Cool,
true.
which one?
It's, you always
you're
look
too kind.
impeccable. No, it's
Thank you.
true. I would not say that. And you have an amazing eye for aesthetics and for fashion
Oh,
and
thank you.
for
You're very
and for how to put it all together.
Very,
and
very
that
sweet.
translates in your real estate too and how you live your life.
You're
And
very sweet.
That's true.
Thank you very much.
It's
Guys, do
true.
I look good? Very
You're
well. Bethany,
better.
do I look fantastic? Okay, great. That's it. Thank you. Let's keep it going. No, but let me ask. So you feel like your dad really was that genesis of your desire to
That
be
influence, yeah. And when I moved to the U.S., I wanted to actually change. I always felt when I moved here, 28 years ago, there wasn't really beautiful clothes that women could wear every day. There was occasional, like, one-of-a-kind clothes for that special event. But I always believe we need to look great every day.
Yeah.
And we dress for ourselves every day.
Yeah.
So I wanted to create a label that was accessible for women, but that women could put them on every day and look fantastic.
But let me ask you about since we're talking about your design and your aesthetic, something that I love about your design is that it's unapologetically you. I think that it is that perfect blend between kind of like respecting a woman's body and enhancing that woman's body, but at the same time allowing that woman to present herself in any situation, whether it's a formal event, whether it's a lunch, whether it's for work. And so my question for you is what kind of reactions do you get as you're building your brand, as you're creating your collections? What kind of reactions do you get to the clothes that you create that are really built for everyday use, for work use, for professional women, but that are body conscious, that are sexy, whatever we want to define them as? Because I think that in some ways is not necessarily there. I feel like sometimes for women in particular, dress clothes are not necessarily the most
Right.
body conscious or the most exuberant or beautiful necessarily. And so, what is your take on that, and what kind of reaction?
Well, I think
you
there's
get
a
on
lot
that?
of there's a lot of volume and noise, and there's a lot of choice here, and women tend to buy and overbuy. And I always say no. You just need 5 to 10 amazing pieces in your wardrobe that you can take on a trip. If like the house will go on fire, what are those 5 or 10 pieces that you need in your life? And that's what I design for. I always say to my clients, I want to be the favorite pair of pants that you choose to wear, that you choose to take on vacation. I want my button down to be your favorite button down,
Yeah.
and that you go back
That's
and go
fantastic.
back. And that's your uniform. Because getting dressed every day should be an exciting thing, but it should be also an easy thing, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
Men
yes.
get dressed in 5 minutes. Women should get dressed in 5 minutes. When you told me we're doing this, I was like, okay, perfect. You know, I'm going to wear my favorite button down. This is the new collection, and my favorite pair of wax jeans, and of course a jacket, a blazer.
Yeah.
But that's what you need. And
Yeah.
those are the clothes that will transcend over the years.
Yeah.
And those are the clothes that women that are, you know, working or going out to dinner after work will choose to wear, because you'll always look presentable.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you have to be yourself,
Yeah.
right?
So do you feel that the clothes that you're creating are helping women be empowered, about
Yes.
living their best life?
We
the way that you see it.
celebrate the woman's body. I mean, I think women are so hard on themselves, and there's so much pressure on looking great and being the best mother, being the best businesswoman, being this, being that. So I come here to help these women and to make them more empowered with my clothes.
Yeah.
For them to put them on, and then I get a call and I was like, oh my God, I got so many compliments. I feel so great. You know, one of my clients who was stunning but never would wear, you know, I like to enhance the woman's body, so I like a little bit of a more body conscious,
Yeah.
especially for women that can do it.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I could never wear that. No, I could never. I was like, trust me, you can. And she got a whole outfit, and then was going to New York, and then was meeting friends in Miami after 10 years that they haven't seen each other. And she's like, I got in the elevator and I got compliments from strangers in the elevator about my clothes. And I hadn't had that happen in years.
That's fantastic.
Which is like, you know, I think positive reinforcement. People don't give the compliment to that person. They talk about among themselves instead of saying, hey, you look
No,
fantastic.
but that is wonderful. I think something that I love about your designs is that they apply to all body types. I mean, you don't have to be a specific
No.
body type in order to feel good with the clothes that you create. But let me talk about your company. So Daniela Corte, the company, how old is the company now?
So I started the business in 2000, I'm sorry.
In 2000, okay.
And I started it kind of as a test. And I wanted, you know, as I said before, I wanted my clothes to be your favorite shirt, your favorite
Yes.
pants, your
Yes.
go-to. But I always wanted to pride myself in it being a little different and not
Yeah.
being mass produced.
Yeah.
So
Well, you have your back of the house, you know,
Couture,
seamstress
yeah. And made to measure and
yes,
all that.
everything is made to measure. So you really are providing almost you know, it's obviously a made to measure, but almost a couture experience.
yeah, it's
because
very
people
much-
get to
Because I like control and I like to have fun, and I think also color is a very important role in women's dressing. I think sometimes they can choose the right outfit, but it's a terrible color for their complexion, and that washes them out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think the ability to choose the right color, and it might be just a tiny different like Pantone
Yeah.
tone, but that makes a difference,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know? But I always wanted that control. I wanted, if somebody wanted something special, I could create it.
Yeah.
Today, for example, right before I came, I had this woman for a fitting, and I was like, this is what I love to do. I fit her, and we had this whole dress concept, and we changed it. And I cut, you know, the whole, like I got my scissors and I cut it. The
Yeah.
whole thing was completely different. And she's like, I just love the art of how you make clothes. And I said, you will never find the better fit if I don't fit it to your body.
Of course,
and
it's
if
gonna
I
look
don't see
perfectly
how
appropriate.
that color and how that cut looks on your bone structure, on how
Yes.
you are framed.
Yes. How
And
you gonna
that's
that
how,
there's gonna be
and that's
special
how we
for you.
get. But it's a very, first of all, it's a very expensive operation, and second of all, it's very old school, and we can't mass produce. But you know what? I love it.
You're loving what you're doing. But let's go back to that 2000.
Okay, maybe
so
another
you have your
tequila.
first yeah,
I'm
one
going
more.
to get him drunk.
No, I need to get you drunk because you're not giving me the goodies. I keep trying to push you to give me some goodies. She keeps talking about color and cut. So let's get some goodies. So
Sure.
in 2000, you launched the company. You launched it with a collection, or how do you launch it with?
No, I launched it as like 5 pieces, and I wanted the pieces to be the best. And I gave it away to friends for just feedback.
Okay.
So for the first 1 to 2 years, we literally.
When did your first collection
Perfected.
came into,
So we started when you kind of collaborated with me.
Yes. We worked together, by the way,
yes,
guys.
and it was-
I did some creative direction work for this amazing
Yes,
moment. So.
yes, it was a lot of fun. So I think what was 2010 or 11?
Yeah, maybe around that.
So
Yes.
bad with
Yeah,
years.
2000 I would say 2010. So what are your memories of that feedback? Because there's one thing to do custom to people that like it, but to have a collection that goes out there to the general public, it's a completely different perception.
It is.
And now you have people who have nothing to do with what you're creating, who have no idea who you are, what your aesthetic is, or what your story is, looking at your creations.
Yes.
What was that feedback for you?
So, well, we always had, so we started mass producing the wax jeans because they were always, the perfect fit, the perfect, elevated jean or elevated pant.
Yeah.
And then I got into a little bit swimwear because, of course, I grew up in Argentina and it's beautiful and I love resort.
Yeah.
But it was just a little too much being a mother, and really swimwear kind of exploded. So I still do it, but more as a special request, not mass produce it.
Yeah.
But we've had some great success, and I love swimwear.
But what I'm trying to get with you is, what is the role of third-party people, again, that have no relationship with you or to your story or to your collection or to your business, but they have a strong opinion on what you're doing, and sometimes they are not kind. I know that from my own business, right? Now, I'm not the one that you're doing.
Right.
But in your own, how does that kind of criticism shape? Help or shape, or what does it do to your business? What is
Well,
what
I
is your
think
experience with
it mainstreams the line. I think right now we have less products, and all of the products we are making right now are bestsellers.
Yeah.
We pride ourselves in being paired with the most expensive wardrobes in the world. But like our silk blouses are some of the best silk money can buy. And the craftsmanship is different because it really is tailored to like enhance, your shoulders, your neckline, make it smooth, but still make it comfortable, but still show to a certain extent your shape. So the fit is very important to me.
Yeah.
And that feedback, that question you're asking me, is what clients over the years have given me.
Okay.
Like some of the best dressed women that still choose to wear our clothes over and over, or just will buy them,
Yes.
For the whole season.
So what do you think has been your biggest challenge on building your business?
Production, and actually scaling it, making it more accessible to more people. And because I love quality, and quality comes at a very high price point. It's difficult when you're a textile snob, because I grew up with textiles. You're not willing to give up on that silk, on that 100% silk, and a lot of brands end up doing that, but I'm not willing to it. So it ends up cutting on our costs. But at the end of the day, it's why.
But it's a creative choice on your end, right? It's not only controlling quality, but
and fit.
and the fit and the creative choice.
And really have that beautiful cloth go with you, because I come from a very old school. Less is more. And when you buy that one blouse, that pride in owning that expensive piece, and having that piece for years, not just one season.
Yes.
But it's a difficult, you know, it's a difficult choice because, you know, you can choose that same cloth that looks exactly the same, and somebody that doesn't have a trained eye doesn't notice it.
Yeah, yeah,
But
that's
then
it,
over
you're
the
right.
years, you know, it shows.
So let's talk about you because I think that you're a crazy, amazing mom. I know how dedicated you are, and you're one of those few people that has been able to balance your work life with your family life. You really have, and I'm not giving you an empty compliment. I think everybody that knows you will say exactly that same
Well,
thing.
my friends and family come before anything. I mean, my family are, you know, my friends that have become my family, and it's the same approach. You know, it's
Yeah.
like you choose the right people. I have an amazing, amazing, amazing tribe of family and friends that ground me, and
Yeah.
that, you know, they're counted. But
Yeah.
those people I don't have to see every day, but when I see them, you know, it's like,
But what kind of influence do you think you have created on your kids? Because they've seen you work really hard. They've seen you also be a very good mom, a very good wife, a very good friend. What do you hope they've gotten from
I
that?
think it's the work ethic. You know, I think both my kids at this point, I have a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old, and the love to travel.
It's crazy that freaking 16 and 18.
I know.
And so smart and so
No,
it's
they're
crazy.
cute, but they're leaving me. They're all leaving me. They're all
I'm moving in
studying
with you
their-
now.
Yes,
Yeah,
I know.
let's do this.
No, I think it's the work ethic, and I think it's like, you know, knowing that your mom is busy, and I think they respect more your time. I think, you know, it's sometimes both of my kids are not that much into fashion. They want to build their own path, and I respect that enormously.
Yeah.
I still think they love, you know, they have that trained eye for, you know, what they love and how aesthetically beautiful that looks. And sometimes, you know, you get that, oh, that's cool, you dress that person. Like, my daughter's very much into politics, and I had the pleasure to dress Kamala Harris for the inauguration, and she was like, when that happened, I was very cool for that week, you know?
For 24 hours.
Yeah,
actually.
for 24 hours, and then it stopped. Lucas is, you know, when I dress.
It's a little fashion play.
Yeah,
Everyone likes his
he
clothes.
does. He does. He has his own moments.
He does.
You know, one of the fun parts was like, "Mom, you look good," and I'm like, "Thank you."
You're getting compliments from the kids.
from
That's
them.
pretty good.
But no, I am very blessed with them, and it's fun. It's
Yeah.
fun to be a mom. I mean.
Yeah.
I always feel like I never do one thing right because it's if you're at work,
Well,
you know,
you're
you're
being
not
hard
with
with that.
them, especially when they were little,
But
right?
that's the reality for everybody, right? Like
Yeah.
I think we all feel that way, but at the end of the day, we do our best.
We
you
do our
know?
best.
We really are doing, and that's
And
the
I
best
could
we-
never not do what I love. I mean,
Yes.
this just really energized me, and it's who I am. I mean,
Yes.
I love the art of making clothes. And what I say to my clients, it's not about selling you something. It's about having you as a lifetime client.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's a pleasure,
And it's
too.
about how you make them feel because I do have the same experience, and I talked about this before in real estate. I've always said that real estate is beyond square footage, right?
is.
It is about how people live, and my job really is to find that place where a person's needs and wants in terms of real estate meet their desires
Absolutely.
and meet their life. And I think when we do that, we create magic for that person, but at the same time, we create a partnership for a long, long term. Like I'm so proud that, for example, in my business, and
You
I think it's the same.
connect. You
Yeah, so it's
connect.
that connection, and it's literally my business is 100% repeat or referral
Absolutely.
because of that approach, and it's really just respecting where people are coming from and enhancing what they
And
want. and what they
listening
need.
to your clients, right? It's like, you know, if you're a good listener, then you can deliver what they really want.
Yes, yes.
And that repeat client.
Yes,
That's
yes.
like you've done your job right. If
Yes,
they come
absolutely,
back, right?
absolutely. And so let's continue to talk about your business. Is there anything right now after 24 years of having your line and in this business, doing a professional? Is there anything that you wish you could have done different or wish that you could do? You can answer either one. Both would be nice,
Yeah.
but either.
No, I think, when you're in your 20s and your 30s, you have the energy to like events every night and be on every night and have that energy. I'm very energetic. I wake up at 5 a.m. every morning and I fuel myself with positivity and, I just love life. But, at the end of the day, you get tired. Like, I love travel.
So do you wish you would have started earlier in your...
Well, I started pretty early. No, I wish I had more energy to continue doing it as I did every day. But I wish there would be more seamstress and more people training them because it's an art that's going away.
But maybe that could be your legacy because you actually are using people in-house to do these things.
Yeah, and I think training, I really am at a point in my career where giving advice and teaching people how to build that confidence and build that wardrobe
Like mentorship,
changes.
you mean?
Yeah. I think, having more time to do that and spend more time with the right people and giving
Well, maybe now that the kids are getting bigger, you will have more time to actually...
But traveling is another one. I get the most inspired by traveling and seeing other cultures and other people, how they get dressed. So that's going to be a big part now.
Yes. Yes.
But what I wish to do differently, no, I don't have any regrets. I'm very happy with, with my life.
Well, you should
and
be.
How
You should
it's
be very
been.
proud of yourself.
Thank you, my love.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So now let's shift this into real estate.
Yes.
Because
oh my God.
very recently, I was very fortunate to help you and Stuart, your husband, the
God.
kids.
Well, that's again a testament of you. It took us 20 years to find that perfect house.
By the way, guys, I stuck with this guy trying to find him a place in the Cape. I really
My husband is a picky
give
guy.
Me, give me some credit on
Oh,
this.
you kidding? Yes.
But we find you the home in the Cape, in Provincetown. Tell us.
Oh my God.
Tell us everything.
I
How
love
you feeling about it?
First of all, I love Provincetown and I love the community and I love being, I've always been a beach person and I just love feeling the ocean and those waves, rocking in.
Well, it's gorgeous. The view is gorgeous, right? Wow, it's fantastic.
You found it.
I know.
And just being
By
in
the way,
touch
guys,
with
I
nature.
freaking called them, text message, this is the house. They were like, oh, yeah. Like 2 months went by. I'm like, you are right now. And they walked in and were like, this is the house.
This is it.
Yeah.
Spending more time in P-Town with friends that are your family. And I'm just excited for the summer.
I think it's really cool for you because now the kids are getting bigger. This is a place they're going to visit you.
Yeah.
And they're going to bring in their new families when they get to the point, and it's going to be that place for your
like our
experience to
meeting
grow.
point.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have their lives in their own cities, wherever they are, whether they stay in Boston or go somewhere else. So I think it's very, very beautiful. And certainly you and Stuart are very fortunate to have an opportunity to have a home for that purpose and that nature.
Yes.
So I'm very happy for you guys.
Well, but it's finding the right spot. It's what you said. It took us years to find it, but you found it for us because you know what we want. And that's a testament to how hard and how, expert you are in real estate. You can find that for everybody.
I'm going to hire you to do PR.
There we go.
For real. if fashion fails, which one? Just come and do PR for me. It'll be great.
But I mean, you are one of a kind. And I always say that when you find that person, you have to hold on to that person.
Very, very, very sweet. Very sweet.
It's true. It's 100% true. I would not be saying it.
So I'm going to ask you now an important question in this conversation, and I ask this of everybody. I think Tequila's getting now to my system. I cannot enunciate. In your opinion, what is the key to success?
I think to be relentless. Everybody thinks you're an overnight success, and it's not. It's years doing it and doing it all. I love to work with young minds and with young people, and whenever they start, I always say, I take the trash out. At the end of the day, when there's an amazing event in fashion, you still have to pack it all up. You still have to be there the next day and be presentable. If there's a call at 8 a.m. to be on a shoot, you have to look the part. And there's no complaints. We love what we do.
And that is an incredible point because I feel exactly the same way about real estate. We could get as fancy, like in
we're
team
very,
structure, like
you know,
we could get
fashion
as
re-
fancy as we want. In terms of infrastructure, I could have somebody who does the paperwork, somebody who does this, somebody who does that. But if you're a new agent and you don't know how to do those things, you really cannot build a long-term business. I feel like doing the menial, quote unquote menial stuff really is a way of building not just your work ethic, but really building a business.
A business.
Really building a backbone
And
of
for
what you're
those
trying to do.
young kids, don't just be there a body. Be helpful. Be 5 steps ahead.
Yeah.
Have
I
common
agree with
sense. One of the big things that I say as a mother is, just think what the other person needs.
Yeah.
You're not there just, to be there. You're there to help.
To
You're
help,
there
to anticipate, to learn, that's very important.
So I think the work ethic, I think, but it's finding what you love. I
Yeah.
love what I do. You love what you do.
Yeah.
So it's easy. But knowing every part of the business is very important. Tailors will respect you if you know how to make clothes from scratch.
Yeah.
I can still put that dress together. Well, it might take me 10 hours because I don't have, 8 hours a day on the machine, so I don't have, that
Dexterity,
That,
yeah.
But I still know how clothes get constructed and how they work in a 3D dimension. Now, so, to be able to work with tailors, to work with seamstress, to work with pattern makers is key to be building clothes because they will respect you if they know you can make it.
Yeah.
And the same thing happens, in events. If you show them how it's done, they will respect you,
Yeah.
and then they'll try to do it better.
No, I love it. That's important.
But yeah, I think knowing every part of your business from down to up, when it's not glamorous. Fashion
Yeah.
can be very glamorous.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's still work.
Yeah, because I think that I think you're right in every aspect. I think that we hear often this notion of work hard, be relentless, all those things. I think that is that is at the core of success. But I do think that work hard and be relentless about learning every single aspect of that is maybe something that gets lost in translation. And I think it has to do with the fact that we tend to use success as inspiration, but then sometimes we get lost in success as an answer, and then that minutia, the day-to-day operational stuff, all those little things that you're discussing get kind of like lost in translation.
Yeah,
in
and
the
be
internal.
relentless. I mean, really believe in yourself. I've been doing this my entire adult life, and I love it. And this is what I say to my kids,
Yeah.
You got to put on the work, and you have to have mistakes to then make them better. The key is to
Yes.
learn from those mistakes.
Yeah.
And say,
Yeah.
okay, I made a mistake, I overbought, or this wasn't the right thing, but then not do it the next season, right?
Yeah, yes.
So to grow from those mistakes, because we all have to fall to rise.
Of course, yes, of course. Well, thank you very much, my love. You
you,
are
mi
amazing.
vida,
Thank
mi
you for
vida.
this incredible conversation.
Of
Thank you
course.
for helping me drink
Thank
this
you
delicious
for
cigar.
this.
So what
It's
do you
for-
think? It's
I
delicious,
love
right?
it. I want a bottle.
I'm gonna send you a case. That's what I'm gonna do. Thank you, thank you,
So,
thank
Diego,
you.
thank you. And really, he's unbelievable. So it is my pleasure to
Oh
be
my
with
God.
my
She's
my
the
Ricky.
cutest.
I love you to
Mwah.
pieces.
Thank you very much, guys, for watching, and we will see you next week in the next Tequila Chat. Salud.
Salud.
Salud, mi amor.
Salud.
One more.
Thank you.
For the
Adios.
gods.